Hey guys, it's me, Charles, back with you. I've got a little video here on how I make my soil. This bucket is what I scoop up my perlite with. About half of one of these to about one of these. So I guess it's 1 part perlite to 2 parts this Pro Mix from Walmart. The only thing you have to worry about with it coming compressed, you have to go through and break up the whole thing, every little bit of it. Now, if this is dried out, it's a lot harder. Give it a little mix as you go. You can see there's quite a bit of perlite in here. Any clumps you see, you want to get them and smash them up. The more work you do, the less work the weed does, man. Keep mixing it as you go. Keep breaking the clumps up. You don't have to get everything immediately when you put it in there, but don't leave anything big because it'll just come back and haunt you. This mix just doesn't have enough perlite in it, so it holds water a lot longer. You can use it. I did on the first grow. I just used the straight mix my first grow. Got to go a lot longer between waterings, which means you just can't get enough, as much feed into them. My second grow, you can see I've mixed perlite in with it in there. Considerably bigger plants. So I can feed them more often. Water more often. Watering and feeding is the same thing as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people feed water, feed water, feed water, water, feed water. Did all these different crazy schedules. I vary my pH. I drain the waste, which means when I feed, I make sure at least it's like 10 or 15% comes out the bottom, but honestly sometimes it's just some comes. But I feed every day. It's cocoa, not pH. I haven't had a problem yet. He says right before it bites in the ass, but we're about full. You don't want to fill this container up because when you have to try to mix it fill the container, trust me, I tell you, that sucks. Just reaching in, stirring, rubbing together the crumbs, get clumps. You want it to be somewhere between 30 and 50% perlite, just by appearance, you know. That looks pretty good. You can go, if you're gonna feed it every 12 hours, you can go as much as 70% perlite with this mix, but you're asking for dead dry plants as far as I'm concerned. Got pots, standard 5 gallons. You don't want to press it down because you just did all the work unpacking this soil. You want it filled, but not not pressed in, not pressed down. So. You want to get as much soil in this pot as possible. It's a 5-gallon pot. You'd prefer 5 gallons of soil. Not beating it. Pick it up, let it drop less than 6 inches or so. Packs it down a little bit without it being too much. Now this soil is gonna settle because we're not packing it. Because we want it to settle naturally to keep the air pockets with all the perlite. So we want to make sure we get it pretty full. Fill it up here to the top like this. By the time it's ready for low stress training, it'll be down to here. All the way down to that seam down there. And then you just do however many pots you have. And this soil stores pretty well. I just put a lid on it and make sure it doesn't get hot enough to dry out. Every week or so I look at it. If it's starting to dry out, I just sprinkle a little water in there and stir it just to keep it moist. Because when it dries out, it's very difficult to get rid of. So that's how I do my soil. Hope that helps you. There's one person in particular I'm doing this soil for. My buddy has just bought a Mars Hydro setup similar to mine. He saw how it works, how the stuff came out, and he got one himself. So we're going to be setting that up in just a couple days. This is the soil for his first grow. You know who I'm talking about. Don't be a grasshole.